Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today is February 25th, 2024, and I am out here on my property planting more fruit trees. So last year I planted around 9 fruit trees. I had peaches, I think cherries, persimmons, apples, and let's see what else, figs. And so out of those 9, I think we have like 5 survived, which is okay because I wanted to just to test to see which varieties of fruits will survive without much intervention. So basically I'm just gonna plant it and let it fend for itself. And yeah, I mean, there's some really strong trees. The peaches, I have the donut peach. That one survived. My apple tree didn't make it, and so I'm digging it up today to replace it with another pear variety. So I have Shinseki pear here, and I grafted a few other varieties onto it just to help the pollination. Shinseki will produce on their own, but if you have a pollinator, they will produce a lot more. So there's my apple tree right there. I just dug up. It just didn't make it 5 to 6 months without water. It was just too much for the trees. But miraculously, some of the trees survived. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, in Texas, the weather was just ridiculous. If you look back last year, I think we had like 5 months of like drought. I mean, like the temperature were like soaring above, like 100 degrees for many of those months, and these trees are still alive. So that is just ridiculous. And so this year I will learn from that experience, and I will plant similar trees. Here is, let me see, I think this is a nectarine. Yeah, Rose Princess nectarine, and that one made it, guys. That is just ridiculous. 5 to 6 months of no water at all. I mean, dry as you can get it, and those trees lived. And here I have my I think this is a donut peach. Yeah, that one survived. I just pruned it, so I do a lot of pruning. I'm gonna be training these trees also. If you want to see how I train the trees, I just released a video on how to do it very cheaply. So make sure you check that out. And then I have my Korean giants right here. And it didn't grow too much. I think it grew like, maybe an inch or 2, and a few shoots on the side. But Korean giants are one of my favorite pear variety ever. I mean, they're just amazing. So if you're looking for a nice Asian pear to grow, they taste delicious. They're super sweet, not very juicy, but I just love the texture. And they're very tough. You do need a pollinator if you're gonna grow Korean giants. And then I have my fuyu. Fuyus are also one of my all-time favorite types of persimmons, and they are just very hardy, and so they will survive. So today I'm adding 2 Shinseki, and I got Jujubes that I would be growing also. Look at the cows, they're grazing. So it's a beautiful day today, very nice and warm. See the cows. And it's just a great day to plant stuff, except it's a little bit windy, but which is okay because when you're planting, you're sweating. The wind actually helps cool you down a little bit. So I have figs. Desert Kings are some of my favorites, and I added a few figs. Some didn't make it. I mean, I had 3 fig trees that I tried to grow. I think I grew them, when they're not established. They're just too small. I just rooted them. So they're what do they call they're propagated branches. And here's one apple that I grew from seed last season, and it grew pretty well. So I was like, you know what? I've never grown an apple from seed. I want to see what it looks like, and if it doesn't turn out well, I'll just grab something else on it. So grow your trees from seeds, guys, if you have time. If you don't like the way it turns out, or it doesn't produce fruit for like 3 to 5 years or whatever, just graft something else on top of it. Apples are so easy, and grafting is just a great method to get multiple varieties onto one tree. And you know, you can get you know, they can help with the pollination. You can get them to produce early and all that stuff. So it's not a bad idea to grow from seed. And actually, trees grown from seed will live longer. The only drawback is that you never know what you're gonna get. So the apple you ate may not grow to be true to what you you know, you experienced. It could have been something else. Could be a crab apple, whatever. But peaches, they should come out to be peaches. And yeah, so let me get this all planted, and then I will show you what how many varieties I have. Okay, I have completed planting all of my trees for the day. So let's go around and I'll show you what I have. So this here is, I think it's a Desert King fig that I planted earlier. And then we have another one, Desert King, that kind of like died back, but I checked and the roots are still good to go, so they should come back. And it's just this much left. So if that one comes back, it's gonna grow pretty strong because the base is pretty thick. And then here are a few other trees that I added today. This is a Jujube. Let me see, where's the tag? Oh man, I think that tag just flew off somewhere. I need to find it. But anyway, that's one of them. And I added 2 aloe vera. These are different varieties. I think they're both barbadensis, but they're just slightly different. This is my favorite right here. I eat these all the time. They don't have bitterness to them. And this is the one that is super bitter. But they're great for like, you know, if you have sunburn, any kind of burn, cuts and all that stuff, they're great. And I just love growing them, and I have so many at home. I dug them up during the winter time, and I cut all of the roots off. I just left the core and the top, and I just let them stay in my garage. You know, and they're alive too now. So aloes are very tough, guys. You don't have to you know, grow them from a pub or anything like that with roots on it. You can actually cut the whole plant off, like this big here. Just chop it off. If the core at the bottom is still alive, you plug it into soil, they will live. Okay, so here is my Shinseki pear, and I have 2 grafts onto that to help with the pollination. The grafts are Hosui and Korean Giant. Those are 2 of my favorites. Apple grown from seed, I mentioned earlier. That is the Rose Princess Nectarine, grown pretty strong. This one here is the Donut Peach, looking great. And then here we have another Shinseki, and I also grafted on, I think, a Hosui to it. So that also will help with pollination. And Korean Giant here. I talked about this earlier. I need to train it, so I'm gonna train it after this. And then Jujube. This one here is, let's see, what's the name of it? The Lang Jujube. And I had a chocolate persimmon here last season, but then it snapped off during the high wind and it broke, and it never recovered, but it was growing really well. But yeah, that's a very unfortunate. I need to find another tree maybe later to grow. And this is the Fuyu. This is a great variety to grow. They're very hardy because the base, I think the rootstock is the native persimmon, and those things, I mean, they can withstand crazy drought. And so yeah, it's growing great. And then here I have another Jujube that I just planted. Here's a native persimmon guy right here. So I just left that there just to see how it's gonna do. I had a persimmon here, the Fuyu, but that one died. There it is right there. And didn't do too well. This one here is the Lee. And then I have another one here, another Jujube. This is the Sanshili Jujube. I just planted those, so you're not gonna see anything for a while. And then lastly, I have another Jujube, which is the GA866. This is a really good variety to grow. They're sweet and they're super productive. And you see, I still have a whole row all the way to the entrance. Some of the trees there kind of fell off, so I think I might have to just saw it off. But I plan to add more trees all the way into the entrance. And that's probably gonna be a while before I reach there. Right now, I'm just in my second year of testing. And so, yeah. So I'm testing great hardy varieties that can just grow on their own. And, you know, it's a good learning experience so far. I found out which variety can withstand pretty harsh conditions. And just give you a look around the property. The cows were here earlier just grazing, but the sun came out, so they went into the shade. So that's the entrance right there. And then there's more behind those tree lines. And then all the way to the back tree line. The rear is the back tree line is the rear property. And I think the cows are inside there. There's a creek back there behind the barn way in the back that feeds water into the pond. And usually when it gets really hot, the cows go back there to hang out. But anyway, that is it for now. And I will be doing updates throughout the year to show you how the trees are doing. So yeah. And hope you guys follow, and comments and suggestions. I'm always looking for suggestions, because I don't live near here, so it takes me an hour or so, a little bit longer here to get here. So I don't come out here every day to water the trees. So I would appreciate some tips on how to, you know, gather water. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is get gutters and then collect rainwater. That's my next project. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.